Last week, I actually went to a multiple places. So as you know that I live in Sydney, right? So from Sydney, I actually took a metro and then I reached to the airport. From the airport, I took a flight. I went to Brisbane. From Brisbane, I took a flight to Emerald. I took one of my client as well. So together we went to a place called Emerald. Emerald, if you don't know where it is from Brisbane. If you go inland, or rather, if you go towards like Rockhampton, from Rockhampton, there is a 3 hours drive inland is the place called Emerald. There is about 25,000 population, and in that area it is mostly two activities that is happening. One is the agriculture and another one is what we call the coal mining, the mining or different kind of mining that is happening in that area. So there is where we are buying multiple commercial properties. So we went there, we actually inspected about 3 properties, and then the agent that we were talking about, the real estate agents, they were showing us multiple other properties in that area. Here is my first point to you, like, why do you think they're showing us multiple properties? Because they know that we are the buyer agents, right? We buy properties not only for us, for our clients, so they know that, hey, if we show them, then there is a chance of my property getting sold. Remember, in commercial property, it is also about the relationship. So this agent, we have been working with them, and as a result, they have been showing multiple properties. This is a very important point. If you are only seeing the properties which is like in the internet, and then you are buying based on whatever it is on the internet, this is how I am going to challenge you, that you need to go and inspect and see the property. Because in the internet, what you are seeing is the best case scenario, because who actually advertise this is the seller or the selling agent. They would always advertise the way it is been best case. So the other word, they're going to take the best photo. They're going to do these things according to the photos that they wanted to show. But once you go there and once you inspect, you will be able to see that it is sometimes is a different property, because this is not the way it is looking. Some of the things you'll be seeing that in the concrete, there's a lot of water clogging. So that means that concrete is going to be a damage in future. You will be seeing that sometimes the roof, through your drone camera, you'll be able to see that the roof is not so great. It needs a replacement, and sometimes roof would be costing significantly high. Once you are inspecting the property, you notice that some of the areas there is some water leakage, or the water is actually dripping. So or the building that you are looking into is quite outdated. It's just the photo that has been taken, which has been HD'd and kind of things, which is looking good on the internet. But once you go there, you might see that it is something different. Now, why I'm saying all these things? Because once you inspect, that's how you get the true picture. So if you are buying a commercial property and if you are seeing that, I would not do the inspection, someone else is going to do, don't do that. Unless you hire a good buyer agent and that person is actually personally doing that, their team is doing this, that's a different story. But if you are just trying to buy it, internet and kind of thinking that, yeah, whatever selling agent is saying is right, don't be fooled like that. Always make sure that you inspect the property and then you move ahead, and once you're happy with that. The second part of our trip is like from then Emerald, we went to a place called Rockhampton. Emerald to Rockhampton, we could not hire a car because there was no car company who were giving the car in Emerald, and so that we can drop to to Rockhampton. So we had to take a bus, and we took the Greyhound bus, and in that Greyhound bus in the early morning, 5:30 from Emerald, and 9 o'clock we reached at Rockhampton. This was a great experience because while you're on the bus and you can do your work, you can research, you can do things at your own pace. So you do not have to drive. So great experience for me, because this is the first time I actually took a long distance bus in Australia. So from there, once I reached Rockhampton, then we met another set of agents, and there we saw multiple other properties. And again, these agents saying that, Soumen, look, there are some new deals, this is coming, I will just show it to you now, but it has not come yet, so maybe in about a month or so this will be coming to the market. Do you have a buyer, somebody like in this market? Again, the point is that relationship works way better than trying to snap up a property in the internet. You need to go there, you need to inspect, you need to find out what is happening in that area before you actually put an offer in the property. Now I all understand that if you are busy, if you are not not been able to do all these things, that this is how you engage a highly qualified professional such as buyer agents, because they would be able to go inspect and do these things on your behalf and will be able to get the good deal. Now, another point that I would like to say is that selling agents are kind of our friends in a way, like a professional friends, because sometimes when we ask them that, okay, what kind of return they're asking, they will say like the return they're asking is 8%. And here is something that I would say, sometimes you can sense it with their body language that, hey, if you put an offer of 7.5% net rent, it might be accepted. So this is how the physically you need to be there, you need to talk to them, you need to ask questions, and you would be able to gauge this kind of information. So if you are not doing the inspection, you must do this. There's a lot of relationship between like selling agent with you, and that actually going to give you a kind of idea of what you are doing. And more importantly, let's say if they sense you that you will be buying multiple properties, they would like to have a long-term relationship. All the properties that we are buying, I think 60 to 80% properties are off-market properties, and simply because all these agents, they want to work with us knowing that, okay, we would be able to find the deal and make that deal quickly sell for our clients, and for, of course, for them, they will also get that commission quickly. So whether it's an old property or whether it's a brand new, inspection is must, agent relationships are must, because if you are not doing this, then you are missing an important part. Now, on the way back from Rockhampton, we actually stayed in a place called Ipun, and Ipun is about 30-35 kilometers from Rockhampton. That's on the beach front, which is the ocean, the sea facing all these new high rises that is being built. There is a nice hotel that we stayed, and in the evening it was amazing to see that, you know, in the front the whole ocean we can see, and we were talking, and we were also assessing about all the properties that we saw, and we were analyzing them. So the next day morning, of course, from Ipun, then we drove back to Rockhampton. We dropped our car to Rockhampton, and then from Rockhampton we took a flight to Brisbane. From Brisbane, again we went to a place called Toowoomba. In the Toowoomba, we had multiple properties that we were seeing, and again we were doing the same thing, which is the agent relationship. So as you can see, and later in the evening from Toowoomba, I drove back to Brisbane, dropped the car in the Brisbane airport, and then flew to Sydney. From Sydney took a metro, came back home around 7:30 in the evening. So the point of this is two things: relationship with the agent, and the second one is the property inspections. If you do these things, there is one, like 30% of your due diligence is based on these two factors, because you would be able to buy properties in a better price, you would be having a quality property, because whenever some good deals will be coming, they are going to notify you, and that way you would be saying that no, I don't want to buy, or I would buy. Remember, it is difficult for you that if you are just only buying one property, but if for us, because we will be buying multiple, and we are buying multiple, and we bought multiple properties, hence relationship with the agent works better with a buyer agent. I hope you find these videos helpful and gives you some insight how these things happens behind the scenes. If you like this video, consider subscribing our channel, turn the notification bell on so you get to see more videos like this, and it also helps us to reach out to more people like you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.